All right. See. So, you know, when you work in a corporation, in a company, and yes, this is a rant, uh, things slow down at certain intervals. And they slow down for different corporate reasons. Those corporate reasons are usually called Karens. And so you might have something like maybe legal Karens, right? Whatever you want to do, they want you to sign a contract, they want you to do something, some paperwork, some nonsense. There's always some bullshit to sign, right? So that's legal Karens. There are also HR Karens that revel in making your life hell by making you sign codes of conduct and a variety of different documents for different purposes that make no sense whatsoever. They want to talk about nondescript things and just waste your time in general. Their entire purpose is to slow things down, right? Because they need to justify their position. Then there's different types of Karens all around. You also have manager Karens. These are Karens that don't actually ever do any work. There are managers that do some work. There are great managers. But mostly, managers don't do much. And those that do absolutely nothing at all, other than slow people down, that is a manager Karen. Those are not as common as legal or HR Karens. But a type of Karen that people aren't generally familiar with is the IT Karen. And to me, as a developer, an IT Karen is the bane of my existence. IT Karens are really there to make sure that all progress within a company grinds to a complete halt. Ooh, nice. At every possible junction. And they do this by IT Karening the IT process itself. So how do they actually do this? What do they actually do? Well, as a recent example, some IT Karens have decided to integrate GPG signing of commits into our organization. That means that you can't actually commit files to a repo without also doing a GPG sign. So why is that stupid? That sounds like it's for security and so on, right? Nah. The GPG signature is absolutely useless and pointless and has no justification. It is sold by the merchants of complexity to make your life harder and to justify a couple more paychecks. GPG signing uses a cryptographically secure signature to sign a commit, a change in code, making sure that the person who knows this key or owns this key is the one who's making this commit. Now, why is this stupid? It might sound secure. Why is it retarded? It's retarded because when I'm pushing code to GitHub, I'm already pushing with SSH. I'm already pushing with cryptographic keys. My SSH keys are cryptographic keys. I can't push to GitHub without them. This means that I'm already signing all of my commits. So what this actually does is it just introduces friction into the process, and it makes my life a living hell. So what else do IT Karens do? IT Karens can make your life miserable with a bunch of other methods as well. For example, they can introduce roles and requirements into GitHub organizations that prevent somebody who is the sole owner and contributor of a single repo from contributing to that repo. instead requiring that somebody from the org who arguably has absolutely no knowledge about this repo to actually approve this commit, approve this change. So on a repository that I alone author, I cannot introduce any more changes without asking somebody who is completely ignorant of this repository for a review of my changes. As you can imagine, by making a lot of people ask a lot of other people for these reviews, everybody's plate is completely full, and therefore nobody actually gets any work done quickly, because everybody is waiting for everybody. So that is essentially what IT Karens do. Their entire existence is kind of dependent on the fact that people don't get their work done. Because if people were efficient, then the Karens have failed at their work. And I really don't understand how we let it get so far. How did we allow this Karenocracy to exist? How did we allow all of these? Like, I think I know actually. I think we're all kind of following the lowest common denominator. We're all following, you know, I don't know, Sarah Doe from HR, who frequently clicks on phishing links, and so to protect her, we have to introduce asinine rules and protections and walls and gates that will make sure Sarah can't shoot herself in the foot. And by effectively taking Sarah's gun and neutering her and wrapping her in a pillowcase filled with feathers and locking her in a basically virtual pillow-lined crazy room where she can bang her head against the wall without ever actually injuring herself properly, we've made sure that everybody else is stuck with Sarah in that same room as well and also can't get any work done. And so now, because we have to follow the lowest common denominator, and because you can't trust your IT engineers to even have full-time sudo access on their own machines, because of this, now we all have to suffer. And because of this, we all lose millions and millions and millions of man-hours yearly just to accommodate those who would shoot themselves in the foot. And that's how the Karenocracy comes into effect. And that's, I think, the downfall of all modern societies. If you cater to the lowest common denominator, if you change society for the retards, if you wrap everything in bubble wrap so nobody can cut their fingers, then you can't even make yourself a sandwich anymore because there will be no knives to cut bread with. It's like this infantilization of the world that now extends to IT is mind-boggling to me. And it is, I believe, the primary reason why companies today are completely locked out of rapid progress. Why the startups of today are nowhere near the efficiency of what they could be or what they were 10, 15, 20 years ago. Technology has moved forward, society and security and efficiency has moved so far backwards. Anyway, IT Karens, man. I hope you don't have to deal with them, and I hope you're one of the rare places that still has a smooth process. You know why this game was made? Because it had no IT Karens. Nobody was asking this guy while he was making it to sign some code of conduct and make sure that there's an equal representation of male and female monsters in the game. Nobody was saying that ICE is racist or that, I don't know, you're discriminating against desert people because you're fighting in an ice kingdom. It was just a game. He wanted to make a game, and he made a game. And that's it. The game is good, people like it, and there was nobody to dictate red tape and bureaucracy at him. And that's how you get good stuff. Easy. Up, come on. Taking a long time, missing some damage here. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Pew, 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 pew. Let's go, let's go. Oh no.